Hello, stand-up prospects. So you're thinking of being a stand-up comedian, or are currently trying to be a stand-up comedian and kind of stuck in a hole, or you're a stand-up that's been doing it fine and you're just watching this because you'll watch almost anything stand-up. Trust me, I know, I've been there. Before I start, we're about 10 seconds into the video. Everyone that thinks this is boring or can't speak English have just searched midget faceplant and moved on to that video. And it's hilarious. 10 times funnier than this video is going to be. I also want to address the look of the video. This is it. There's going to be nothing else to it. This lighting, I'm not making a flashy video. And if you need flash to take advice, just go to a Tony Robbins seminar. You can walk on fire. And I've also disabled the comments because the internet is full of a lot of never done it experts. These experts have read blogs, listened to podcasts. Some of them haven't even been to comedy clubs, but they're so full of advice. Sorry, if you've never been on stage, I don't want your stand-up advice. And finally, I can only tell you about my path. Nobody has the same path in stand-up. Someone watching this right now has a completely different take on stand-up, and if they put out a video, you probably should watch theirs too. So let's start. How to be a stand-up. 3 steps. Yeah, just 3 steps. I'm only giving you 3 steps right now. Before we get to my thoughts on how to be a stand-up, why do you want to be a stand-up comedian? Is it to get famous? Famous comics only represent about 4% of the stand-up community, and that percentage is going down right now because you're trying to be a stand-up. Is it to get rich? Comics making a living off stand-up only represent 10% of the community, and that's not even rich, that's just making a living. Is it to help your acting career? I get it. You want to make your acting resume look stronger, especially for those auditions where it says strong comedy skills. But stand-up is almost the complete opposite of acting. With acting, you have to do your best to find the voice of the character in the story. With stand-up, you have to do the best to find your voice. That's why most stand-up comedians are not good actors. We can't help but sound like ourselves. Do yourself and the community a favor by not wasting stage time. Just learn how to act like a funny person. It'll be so much more rewarding. If it's something you want to do, perfect. That's where you start. That's it. Go to open mic. Become friends with people in your city stand-up scene. Take their advice. Take none of their advice. Figure out what works for you, and hopefully you'll love it. Because there's no guarantee that you'll actually do it. Or actually be funny. Now we can debate what is funny, how to be funny, what makes a person funny. But being funny is not a science. I will say this. I've seen a few people learn how to tell jokes, and it works from time to time. So step 1, just start. And don't get your feelings hurt when working comedians don't take you seriously. If you last longer than 3 years, then you just might become a stand-up comedian. And that's 3 consecutive years, not 3 years on and off. If you're on and off, it's just a toxic relationship and you should just stay a comedy fan. Step 2, how to come up with a routine. All you have to do is write. Write everything. Write everything you think is funny. Write everything down. Get all the thoughts out of your head. I've said it before in a blog, and now I'm saying it again here. Just write. You're going to sound a lot like your comedy idols at first. In fact, your humor is influenced by everything that has made you laugh your entire life. The movies you watch, the TV shows you watch, what you've read, the community you live in. Everything influences your comedy. Write everything that crosses your mind. Just clear your head. Capturing creativity is like taking a swim in a pool. But before you swim in a pool, you have to get out the equipment. You got to clear out the dead leaves. Those leaves and that mucky water are all the thoughts that are clogging up your head. So write down all those thoughts. All those bad jokes that are clogging up your head, just write them. Get them out. Move them out the way. Even if you're never going to tell them, just write it down. Because you need to clear your creative pool. And I mean every type of joke. Even if you're like, I don't want that to be part of my routine. Just write it. You don't actually have to perform it. Like this video right now is me clearing my head. I've been thinking about doing this for months. I am consumed with stand-up. I love it. I think about it all the time. It's just something that is constantly in my head. Now, I don't think that everything in my life is potentially a joke, but I think about jokes almost all the time. I think about future shows, I think about past shows, I think about jokes that I told wrong, jokes that I told right, how I moved on stage, what I really mean with my jokes. Do I mean anything with my jokes? Do we all have to have a message, or does it just have to be funny? Which brings me to step 3. Just have fun. It's very simple, and it's the hardest thing to achieve on stage. Don't worry about your message, don't worry about where this will take you because you're wrong right now. You don't know, you haven't found your voice. And You can't predict where this is going to take you. There is no path that is the same. I never imagined all the places I've been and all the stages I performed on because of stand-up. I really just wanted to get stronger in my Dallas scene. That was my main goal when I started stand-up. I just thought, and still think, if I can do this until a doctor tells me I can't, then I'll be happy with whatever comes. And the only reason I want even an ounce of fame is just so I get more work, so more people come see me do stand-up. That's it. Oh, and step 3.5, be funny. Always be funny. It isn't stand-up if it doesn't lead to something funny. You're just live blogging at that point. Next video, if I ever put it out, will be how to get on the road. We'll see. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a stand-up, and most stand-ups can't do anything but be a stand-up. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.